Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I'm seriously considering moving to India. I spent 3 months traveling there earlier in the year and I just fell in love with the country. As a trans woman from the United States, that might surprise some people, but honestly, I truly feel like India is the future. Their history with gender and sexuality has given me a sense of freedom that I really haven't felt anywhere else. I can't really explain this to most Westerners because most of us have such deep misconceptions in regard to India, like the chaos, poverty, danger, but in reality, India is rapidly growing. The quality of life there, especially in the bigger cities, isn't too far behind the US. And in some ways, it's far ahead, like when it comes to trans rights. That might surprise some people, but recently the Supreme Court has affirmed that trans women are women. In 2025, literally recently, a Supreme Court ruling ruled that a trans woman's womanhood cannot be denied based on reproductive capacity. And yes, I know that there's still a long way to go socially, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, especially when we compare it with what's happening in the United States right now with a recent tidal wave of legislation just trying to erase trans people from existing. Even beyond legislation, trans people and just trans rights have been a major talking point in the US and have become such a huge political issue.
Transgender thing is incredible. Your kid goes to school and comes home a few days later with an operation.
The United States just doesn't feel as safe for trans people as it used to, and that's coming from someone who's lived in New York City their entire life. On top of that, India has one of the oldest documented histories of gender diversity and sexuality in the entire world. The Kama Sutra literally mentions trans people, making it one of the oldest scripts in the world that speaks about us. And this knowledge literally changed my life, especially in a time where my homeland is trying to erase my existence. Knowing that other women like me have always existed has given me such a sense of inner peace. And this was centuries ago. India's ancient roots recognize gender diversity and recognize gender beyond the binary. I feel that India's on its way to reclaiming its past. I truly believe that if it weren't for British colonization and rule, India would probably be one of the safest, most accepting places in the world for trans people, both socially and politically. It's always been incredible to me how over 200 years of British rule and India was still able to wholeheartedly keep its heart, its identity, its faith, when so many other colonized countries just lost it. While gender diversity and just trans people in general is much more stigmatized nowadays, even in India, I believe that the country is slowly getting back to the love and acceptance for all people that Hinduism preaches. Yet, during my travels in India, I've met so many Indians dreaming of moving to the US, and I get it. The American dream still has some of its allure, but India's middle class is rising, its economy is booming, and confidence is soaring, while America feels like it's struggling to hold on to a fading identity. I'm no economist or political scientist, but my gut says India's the future. And as someone deeply connected to Hinduism and spirituality, I can't help but feel like the universe is pulling me there. My visa allows me 3 more months in the country before I have to leave for the calendar year. Right now, I'm in Thailand, but I'm planning on going back to India in a couple weeks, and I already have a tentative route planned. I'm landing in Delhi, and then I really want to check out Varanasi. I just had such an amazing time in Prayagraj, and I need some of that Shiva energy that I will find in Varanasi. From Varanasi, then I want to head back west towards Rajasthan. I want to do all of Rajasthan: Jaipur, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Bikaner, Amritsar, work my way up to the Himalayas, Dharamshala, Manali, Kasol, ending in Rishikesh, an incredibly spiritual, divine place where I can deepen my yoga practice and my connection to Hinduism. Along the way, of course, I'll keep practicing my Hindi. I really want to learn Hindi. It's still very basic. Meri Hindi bahut buri hai, and my pronunciation needs some work too, of course, but a few words here and there I feel makes people happy, breaks the ice, and just makes me more approachable.
क्या तुम मुझे ले जा सकते हो? Down?
Of course, beyond all that, I do have some really real concerns. Firstly, the Pakistan-India conflict. It's a bit concerning, but it's also been part of the subcontinent's story for decades, and it's been going on for so long, and I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. So I really can't let it deter me from my plans or from going to India at all, because yeah. But actually, right now as well, the United States' relationship with India is actually also a concern. And please let me know if you think it's justified or not. Excuse the change in lighting, I got interrupted. But anyways, yeah, Trump recently hit India with a 50% tariff. I don't know too much information about it, but that seems pretty crazy. And I have seen on social media just kind of some comments that Trump made in regards to India and just Indians getting offended over just this whole thing, and it just really feels like a little iffy. I don't know. I really hope that these tariffs do not affect India's economy in any way, but I also know that India is a very resilient country and they're gonna be just fine. However, I also saw that India and China are talking and trying to be friends again, and there are now direct flights going from both countries, and I think that's awesome and a huge step the right direction as well. It's still incredibly frustrating to see the way that my country is starting to affect the world and my ability to move in the world. It's incredibly disheartening to see and be a part of. But regardless of all of that, this really isn't political for me at all. It's deeply personal. I feel connected to India. I feel connected to the land, to the people, to the spirituality. India, with all of its complexities, with all of its polarity, has always reminded me and reminded the world that trans people have always existed, that we've always been here. India is truly one of the only places in the world where I felt not just tolerated, but actually seen and respected as a human being. And also, there's a lot of cute boys in India, I'm not gonna lie. Even beyond the politics, beyond my own personal feelings, my trans journey, beyond all of that, I just made really good friends in India. I made really good friends there. I really connected with the people there. You know, I've been to so many other countries since India, and the most amount of friends and the deepest connections I had were in India with Indians. And of course, I'm gonna wanna come back. Like, my friends are there. I feel like my people are there in India. And that just really, truly makes me feel so just like whole. And yes, I know transness, gender diversity, all of that, it's still heavily stigmatized in India. Of course it is. I'm aware of that. But the point is that the country is progressing and trying to be better. I want to be in the mountains singing mantras. I want to be at a small little shop drinking chai. And I want exciting scooter rides in the middle of the night. India is one of the few countries in the world where you literally have everything. I have such deep spirituality that nourishes my soul. I have parties that also nourish my soul. I have nightlife and just a vibe, and I have adventure, and I have nature. Like, I literally have everything I could possibly want in life in India. Most people, other than like in the South, it's a little less, but most people speak English or at least understand it to some extent, which makes traveling so much easier. It just is actually really convenient to travel in between cities. It's just really like the place for me. So with that, I'm gonna end this video. If you found it interesting, please like and subscribe. It's gonna help my journey, and I'm gonna post so much once I'm there. If you have thoughts on India, gender, or travel, please drop them in the comments below. I love to hear all of your perspectives. Until next time.